No, I think there's a full recognition of what the issues are and what the problems are and what the solutions are. But to state them is not part of the Republican agenda. It would be very difficult to talk about rebuilding urban centers while still engaged in a war at the level and magnitude that they're engaging. So to actually talk about rebuilding urban centers just in a fiscal and budgetary way would bankrupt America at its current way in which it's funding a war and conducting a war. So it's very difficult for a presidential candidate who is supportive of a war and who is supportive of a policy that has got us there and is keeping us there to then do a sudden shift over to what is now perceived to be a democratic approach to life. There's no one city that can carry everything. So we have to have federal assistance, even if it's in nothing but policy that helps to promote an economic well-being for urban centers. And if we have that policy and then invest in it as a strategic plan and as strategic investments, then you'll find that urban centers will prosper. We want money for infrastructure, to rebuild our infrastructure. It's aging all over this country, and to do it in place, which means we don't want to create urban sprawl. We want, we call it a fix-it-first way of doing things. We also want to look towards commuter rail and more public transportation to tie our urban center together tighter, public education, health care, looking at alternative energy sources, which is the emerging economy that we're not taking adequate advantage of. All of that, we believe, should be done in a 5-year plan, a 5-year strategic plan, and that an investment per year of around $120 billion. And at the end of that 5 years, I believe that Cleveland and urban centers like Cleveland, along with the country, will be back in a more stable situation. The failure to do it will be not only the demise and destruction of urban centers and quality of life, but it will be, in my opinion, the destruction and demise of a country that will go bankrupt. The agenda that I released is really not that expensive. We were talking about $120 billion a year for 5 years. As you know, most recently, Washington had a stimulus package. It was much more than that, and probably wouldn't do but a percentage of what could have been done if they would have spent it better in an urban agenda. You're asking me about our lawsuit against some Wall Street investment firms, saying that they were responsible for the foreclosure crisis in Cleveland. And then you ask me as to what do I expect from that, and I say, well, I expect to win. And we expect to be able to gain the resources we need to rebuild Cleveland. Now, you know, in the short run, we have a crisis, just like many urban centers, and we're dealing with that, but it's very expensive. It's very expensive to do demolition, board up, the public safety aspect of abandoned property, the cleaning up and the maintenance of it, the loss in property value, the missed opportunities. All these things have resulted in damages to the city of Cleveland and the neighborhoods and the communities of the city of Cleveland. So we're looking to, in the short term, while we're trying to maintain, to look for some damages by those who we believe perpetrated and caused it.